Finally, after months of anticipation and speculation, the long-awaited second season of Jujutsu Kaisen has arrived. In this first episode, we dive into the early days of the series, going back much further in time than even the prequel movie. The episode formally introduces us to the hidden inventory, better known as Goyo's past. We explore a bit of his life as a student and the events that shaped the teacher we all know and love. Additionally, some details that may have gone unnoticed in the excitement are revealed. It's time to unwind and analyze together everything that happened in the first episode of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. The prequel movie, Jujutsu Kaisen 0, expanded our understanding of the sorcery world by providing background on its history. With the introduction of new characters like Yuta and Miguel, the movie also unveiled the intriguing bond between Goyo and Geto. However, there are still unanswered questions. Why did Geto choose the path of evil? What were his last words? Why does his influence persist in the series years after his supposed death at the end of the movie? These are the challenges the new season faces, as Goyo's character is one of the most mysterious in the series. But don't worry, as now, by going back many years, you'll understand exactly what happened to Satoru Gallo's best friend. Before returning to the main timeline, we immerse ourselves in the world of Jujutsu through Goyo's eyes as a second-year student at the Technical School of Sorcery. Though young Goyo may not be as powerful as we know him today, he is equally charming. He's not alone, as he has the company of his peers on their missions, even though their methods don't yet adhere to the basic rules of sorcery. The highlight of this experience is the brotherly relationship between Goyo and Geto, evident in their jokes and occurrences. Despite their differences, they consider themselves the strongest duo of sorcerers in the school. The plot intensifies when they receive a peculiar and alarming mission. From this point on, the narrative of Jujutsu Kaisen promises to become even more intriguing. The series is known for its unique and stylized storytelling, and the introduced themes, such as the request of Mr. Tengen, are fascinating to explore. Let's talk about Master Tengen, one of the most mysterious and crucial characters in the series. Sorcerers are the guardians of protective barriers around school locations and the founders of modern jujutsu. Tengen is indispensable to the sorcery world, as his absence would make the security of the jujutsu world incredibly difficult. Despite being a dark entity, Tengen has the innate technique of immortality, granting him eternal life without halting his aging. Tengen's technique is somewhat bothersome. He needs to change his body every 500 years and fuse it with a stellar plasma container. Essentially, he has to perform a periodic reset, or else his technique will force an evolution, turning him non-human. Tengen will ascend to a higher state and could assume a non-human form. At that moment, his legacy would be destroyed, and, in the worst case, Tengen could become an enemy of humanity. The challenging task falls on the strongest in Tokyo, who must protect and eliminate Riko Mami, the stellar plasma container. The mission is more complicated than it seems, as they are not the only ones interested in reaching the container. Two factions have conflicting interests with Mr. Tengen, each seeking to somehow bring about the end of humanity and sorcery. On one side, there is the Quo group, wanting Mr. Tengen to lose control and become violent, destroying his place in the magical world. On the other side, we have the religious group of humans, known as the Time Vessel Association, who seek and worship Mr. Tengen. The plot becomes even more interesting when the strongest students of Tokyo High come into play. This is where the duel becomes the focal point, with the introduction of Toji Fujiguro, possibly the most anticipated character of the season. His stoic personality and skill as a young jujutsu sorcerer make him a beloved character. However, fans won't truly know love until they meet Doji Fujiguro, the original rebel of the Zenin clan. Doji distanced himself from the power of jujutsu and his family to become a freelance mercenary. Although viewers don't know much about Megumi's father at this moment, most don't hold him in high regard based on what manga readers have learned. Toji Fujiguro is one of the most important characters in the series, and his debut will cause a stir everywhere. What do you think of the first episode of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to stay updated on Jujutsu Kaisen and everything about anime, that would help me a lot. This is Prime Animes, and I'll see you in the next video.